So with Samsung ads, I think there's a few facets to it. First and foremost, we're a TV manufacturer, and we've been the #1 TV manufacturer for the last 16 years. So we know a lot about TVs and how audiences are watching TV and what content they're viewing. So a big part of our business from an ads perspective is that data and understanding that kind of really rich, unique data set around what people are doing. The second part of what we do is from an ads and an inventory standpoint. So we have our own FAST channel with Samsung TV Plus across Europe and globally, and then we also have our home screen engagement ads on our TVs as well.
A lot of the discussion at the event today has been about collaboration chiefly on the concept, the idea of a common identity. What's the progress there, do you think? How achievable is this idea?
Yeah, I think there's definitely more to be done, to be honest. I think a couple of the panelists really rightly said there's a big focus on ID, but I think even if we just stop and think about how do we solve for holistic reach and frequency measurement as a first step, I think there's a lot of discussion around all these players with very unique data sets that's their own first party, but there's a lack of, I think, collaboration around how we bring those data sets together. Obviously, I think there's challenges with that, naturally, but my concern is if we continue to operate in these silos, CTV as an industry, we lack that common currency, and then if we don't have a way to really standardise how we're measuring impact, then I think we're failing to give agencies and advertisers a true, I guess, confidence points and proof points to really help drive an increase in CTV spend.
Many initiatives have tried to tackle the problem.
Yes.
Are you hopeful for more success next year?
I'm hopeful. I wonder if there's more we can do that is, I'd say, more, instead of kind of aiming for that end goal, are there things we can do in between? So can we start to work together on plugging small gaps? Can we look at how, as an example, at Samsung, we have, as I mentioned, the automatic content recognition data. Can we look at how we could start to leverage that or other, TV manufacturer data to then plug in some of the gaps and start to build a more holistic view? I do worry that I think if out of the gate we're aiming for that end goal, we're going to struggle to get there. So a big part of it is around what are those small steps that we can do to make progress? As you said, there's been tons of initiatives that's really driving that forward, but I will say I think they're still operating in silos. So I think there's more that we can do to truly open it up so that it's the full TV ecosystem and not just a part of the ecosystem.
Over here in Europe, many of the broadcasters are quite entrenched in their own individual markets, and yet Samsung is the home screen for lots of people. Is the default EPG. How do you work with or alongside the broadcasters, especially given that many of them sell ads? You also now want to sell ads.
Yeah, I think we think about it differently. So from a home screen perspective, we partner with a lot of the broadcasters, and we really see our role as helping in that kind of discoverability journey. So we know that the marketplace is really crowded. We know that it's only going to be more crowded, and ultimately our partners, so those app partners, need a way so that consumers can find their content, because even the best content in the world, if someone can't find it, then no one's watching it. So for us, it's really a partnership around using our data, understanding that user journey, and then helping broadcasters get the prominence, or not just broadcasters, but also other streaming apps, have the prominence to be able to reach the audiences that they care about.
And that word prominence, here in the UK, there is legislation going through which would guarantee prominence for public service broadcasters in smart TV home screen environments. How do you see that playing out? Is that realistic for you?
I mean, I think, we'll have to see what the bill and what that dictates. I think for us, it's really around ultimately that consumer experience. We want to make sure that as much as we're supporting the broadcasters so that consumers can find their content, we also have conducted a lot of studies where we understand that they're reaching kind of that decision paralysis. There's so much choice that they're so overwhelmed. So for us, it's really that balance. Obviously, we will always, abide within the regulations, but I think for us, that relationship with the consumer is really paramount to what we do. As I mentioned, at the end of the day, we're a TV manufacturer first and foremost. So again, like when we think about how we improve this journey or user journey, it's all about how we can improve that discoverability, not only for app partners, but also for consumers as well.